Hi, I'm Steve Bourie, and I am the author of the American Casino Guidebook. If you're not familiar with us, be sure to visit our website at americancasinoguidebook.com.
And I'm Matt Bourie, and I'm the editor of the American Casino Guidebook. And our video today is part 2 of a 3-part series on 15 dumb betting ideas.
Okay, today is part 2 of 15 dumb casino betting ideas. And the reason these are dumb because these are associated with people who go into the casino and they don't know anything. And these are dumb ideas that they come up with. And these people, we call them ploppies. And the reason we call them ploppies is because they go into the casino, they don't know anything, so they just, wherever they first, they take a look at, they'll plop down at a game. They don't know anything about it, they don't know how to play it, and they'll just sit there and sort of, put their money down and see what happens. So we credit these ideas to people that are called ploppies. And again, this is part 2 of 15 dumb casino betting ideas. So now we're up to number 6. Matt?
And number 6 in our list is that you can beat roulette by using any kind of strategy.
Yeah, that's definitely not true. And the reason it's not true is because the game of roulette is pure luck. There's no skill that you can use to beat the game. There are some games of skill, such as blackjack, where you can become a card counter, and you know the relationship of high cards to low cards, and you can change your strategy based on that. But you can't do anything like that with roulette. It's purely a game of luck, and in the long run, well, it's a negative expectation game, meaning any bet you make is going to have an edge for the house. So in the long run, you are doomed to lose on the game of roulette.
Yeah, and there is one thing you can do to get a better edge for yourself in roulette. You're still going to be losing, you'll just be losing less, and that is to find a single zero roulette table. Pretty much anywhere you go in Vegas, anywhere you go in the country, really, 90% of the roulette tables in the casino are going to be 00, meaning that they have a single zero spot and a 00 spot. If you can find a table that only has the single zero spot and does not have the 00 spot, the house edge goes down quite a bit. 00 roulette has a 5.26% house edge. But if you can find a roulette table that only has the one single zero spot, it drops from 5.26% to 2.70%. And the one bet, every single bet on the roulette table is the same on a 00 roulette or single zero roulette, except for one bet, which is only on the 00 table, and it is the 5-number bet, which you are betting on 0, 00, 1, 2, and 3. And that is the only bet on the entire table that has a worse house edge, and that's a 7.89% edge over you if you make that 5-number bet. So that is the one bet that you should avoid at all costs.
Yeah, one other thing about roulette, actually, if you go to Europe, most of the wheels over there are single zero. In the US, you're going to find mostly 00. And in some casinos, you can find single zero wheels in the US, but they might require a higher minimum bet. And there's one other kind of roulette wheel, which they just introduced maybe about 4 years ago or so. And they introduced it at the Venetian in Las Vegas, and it's 000. So you got 0, 00, and a 000. So those are even worse because the house edge on that is 7.69%. So for sure, stay away from 000, 00. Try and find and stick to single zero if you can.
Now, there is one thing that you could possibly do to make money in the long run in roulette, but it would be very hard to do, and that is to find a biased wheel. And I believe it's happened before where people have, and by a biased wheel, meaning that the wheel itself is not completely level, it's sort of tilted to one side, or there's a defect of some sort, and that it sort of favors one area of the wheel over other areas. And I mean, the thing with that is you'd have to sit there and for thousands and thousands of spins, keep track of every single spin to see if there was a bias of any kind. But it used to be easier to do back in the day because that's when this has been done. But nowadays, if you go to the roulette table and you see the big digital board that shows all the numbers that have come in recently, there's a computer that keeps track of that. And the casino itself has software, and the software will tell the casino if one of their wheels is biased or not. So by the time you sat there and did all your work and found out if a wheel is biased, the casino would also know, and I'm pretty sure that wheel would not be there for much longer.
All right, now we're going to move on to number 7, which is blackjack. And here's something that a lot of ploppies will do. They will always stand on 16 because they're scared to take another card.
And so the thing about that is 16 is the worst hand that you can have when you're playing blackjack. And if you have it, you're kind of just stuck. But the trick is it is better to, in the long run, it's better to hit if you need to than it is to always stand, because you'll, no matter what, if you have a 16, you're going to lose money. It's the worst hand you can have. But if you play the strategy correctly and hit, if the dealer has a high card up of a 7 or higher, you'll lose less money.
Yeah, and simulations of millions and millions of hands of blackjack show that if you hit your 16, you will win 30% of the time. And if you'll stand, you'll only win 26% of the time. So you're better off hitting it against those high cards, because you're going to come out, you're still going to be a loser, but you're going to win more often, 4% more often.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, that only applies when the dealer has a high card, a 7 through a 10. If the dealer has a low card, a 2 through a 6, which is considered a bad hand for the dealer to start with, what you're going to do is you would stand, and while your hand is bad, you're assuming that the dealer's hand is worse. So you're going to stand and hope that the dealer busts before you did if you took a card.
Yes, well, the bottom line, I wanted to mention this one last thing, is that it's still a bad hand. You're going to lose money in the long run, but you'll lose less money by hitting it rather than standing.
Yeah, so number 8, the next of our dumb betting ideas here, is that there's no need to set a gambling budget.
Yeah, you should always set a gambling budget, because gambling is entertainment, and you only want to risk money that you can afford to lose. We like to make the analogy that it's like going to a concert. Well, nobody's going to a concert nowadays with the pandemic, but usually, or going to a sporting event. You know, it's money that you've set aside for your entertainment, and that's how you need to look at it when you're going to go to a casino. Only bet money that you can afford to lose, and it's there for your entertainment.
Yeah, and there's a saying out there that goes, it's not really you against the casino, but it's you against yourself. So what that means is that if, say, you go with $300-400, you know, whatever you want to spend that day gambling, and you lose it all, if that's your gambling budget and you wanted to stick to it, if you stick to it, that's good. But if you were losing to yourself, that would be if you decide to, I don't know, take a credit card or a debit card, go to the ATM, get a cash advance, something like that, and break your own budget. That's not something that you should do.
Okay, number 9 on our list is just rely on your lucky feelings in order to win. One thing I want to say about this is, you know, we get a lot of press releases from casinos because we write about casinos all the time. And a lot of times in these press releases, these people who win these big jackpots on slot machines, they'll say, oh, it was my lucky day. I had a feeling it was my lucky day when I went to the casino, and sure enough, I won that jackpot. But you got to remember, you know, probably 1 million people that go into the casino think it's their lucky day, and they end up as losers for the day because, you know, in the long run, the house has a mathematical edge over you.
Yeah, and casinos don't rely on lucky feelings to make their money. That would be a terrible business model if they did. They rely on math. And every game in the casino has a mathematical edge that favors the house over the players. And that's how they make their money. They know that no matter what, in the long run, they're going to make money. That's where the saying, the house always wins, comes from. And the way they do this is they pay you less than the true odds of something happening. So if the true odds are, say, 5 to 1 of whatever you're betting on actually happening, there's no way the casino's ever going to pay you 5 to 1. They would pay you less, like 4 to 1.
Yeah, and it's sometimes said that casinos make their money off people who are bad at math. And it's sort of a joke, but it really is true, because like we said, there's a mathematical edge in every bet in the casino. And you need to keep in mind that certain bets are better than other bets. Like when we spoke about roulette, try and find a single zero wheel rather than a double zero wheel, because you're practically cutting the house edge in half. So, And there's nothing wrong with having a lucky feeling and wanting to do that, but always keep the math in mind. And I wanted to give one example here. Once I was in a casino, and this guy, every once in a while, he'd have a 12, and he'd double down on the 12, which is a really bad idea because about a third of the cards are you're going to bust right away. You don't even have a chance. If you're going to double down on 11. If you get a 10, it's good. Or you could double down on anything under that. But when you do it on a 12, you might get a 10 and bust. So I asked him, I said, well, why, after about the third time he did it, I said, well, why do you do that? He says, well, I'm feeling lucky. And I think this is my lucky hand. And I wanted to do it because I felt lucky. So, I just explained that. So, okay, well, that's good. But just, keep in mind that there's mathematics behind this, and about a third of the time you're going to automatically lose right away. So it's really not a good bet. I think he kept doing it anyway, but it was something I wanted to mention to him.
And number 10, which is the last dumb betting idea for this video, for part 2, is the thought that if you play fast, you can win more money more quickly.
And this actually might be true, because sometimes if you play fast, you might get lucky. And if you get lucky, you'll be a winner. But realistically, it's a bad idea to play fast.
Yeah, because like we said earlier, all games in the casino are a negative expectation game, which means that the more you play, the more money you're going to lose in the long run. And so if you're playing at a disadvantage, meaning that the casino has an advantage over you, the faster you play, the more you're going to lose money. Like, say you're playing a slot machine, right? And you're sitting there and you're hitting the spin button, and you sit there and you wait for all the reels to line up and finish spinning, and figure out if you win or lose. And then you hit the spin button again. Like, you do that, you're getting maybe 60, 100 spins in an hour. But if you ever see the people that just sit there on the slot machine and just bang the spin button and make it jump ahead, then, I mean, you could be betting 5 times that. You could be doing 400, 500 spins in an hour. So if you're losing money on every spin on average, would you rather be doing 100 spins in an hour and lose on a little bit of money, or would you rather put 5 times that amount of money through in the same amount of period and lose 5 times more money?
Yeah, so like Matt's saying, you can stop the reels and play the game faster, but that's a bad idea. And even worse, sometimes you'll be in a casino, and I'm sure we've all seen this, where someone's there playing two slot machines at a time. So if you play 2 slot machines at a time, realistically, since the casino has an edge on a slot machine of about, say, 5 to 17%, all you're doing is you're setting yourself up to lose your money just twice as fast if you're playing 2 machines at a time.
Yeah, and I mean, like we said, it is possible that you could get lucky and go on a win streak. But in the long run, if you're playing a negative expectation game, you want to slow your play down so that your money lasts for longer. Because like we said earlier, you really shouldn't, your gambling shouldn't be based on lucky feelings,
Yeah, so just play the game slower and enjoy your gambling experience. Don't be in a rush to put your money through whatever game you're playing. Don't be in a rush to put it through quickly, because in the long run, it'll save you money, and you should just enjoy your gambling experience.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like we said, you're in the casino for entertainment. You should be able to enjoy your experience. If you're sitting at a slot machine, you want to sit there and hit the spin button, watch the reels, spin, see if you won or lost, get all the bells and whistles associated, whatever fancy stuff these slot machines nowadays show for entertainment. Enjoy yourself. If you're not in the casino to enjoy yourself and you're not having a good time, then you probably shouldn't be in a casino.
Okay, that concludes part 2 of our 3-part video on 15 dumb casino betting ideas.
Yeah, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave us a comment below. Let us know about any stories you've seen about ploppies in the casinos or any other dumb betting ideas you've heard. We'd love to hear about them. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to never miss out on any of our other great videos. And make sure you check the bell to turn on all notifications.
Yeah, don't forget, we're coming up is part 3. We'll be releasing that shortly on 15 dumb casino betting ideas. And if you like to go to play at online casinos, we have a website where you can do that for free. It's got about almost 30 different free offers. No money is required and no credit card information is required. You can go there and check them all out. AmericanCasinoBonuses.com. Again, that's our new website, AmericanCasinoBonuses.com. Thanks very much for watching, and best wishes for good luck in the casinos.